Saturday. Christmas comes early.
Unbelievable! Welcome to this incredible scene.
Bills.
To the end zone!
Chargers.
It's a touchdown!
An exclusive NFL game.
That's fantastic!
Live in primetime.
Wow!
Only on Peacock.
With a Christmas gift to their fans.
They're having some fun now.
Bills versus Chargers. Saturday, 7:30 Eastern. Exclusively on Peacock.
Apple Card is the credit card created by Apple. You earn 3% daily cash back up front when you use it to buy a new iPhone 15, AirPods, or any products at Apple. And you can automatically grow your daily cash at 4.15% annual percentage yield when you open a high-yield savings account. Apply for Apple Card in the Wallet app on iPhone. Apple Card subject to credit approval. Savings is available to Apple Card owners subject to eligibility. Savings accounts by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC. Terms apply.
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this a lot.
Why?
Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
Hello and welcome to the Paddock and the Pavilion with Stephen Wallace. In each show, Stephen will interview someone connected to the world of horse racing or cricket.
Hello everyone. On today's podcast, I'm joined by Holly Roeder, daughter of the late Glenn Roeder, former English Premier League player and manager. Just a few days before Glenn Roeder Raceday at Newmarket's July course. Thanks for joining me, Holly.
Hi, Stephen.
With the big day on Saturday, the 23rd of July, you must be especially busy at the moment.
Oh, I don't seem to have a moment. We are racing through things at the speed of lightning. Every day disappears and, we're inching scarily close. Just a couple of days to go now. And, of course, there's all those last minute details and been really lucky, last minute auction lots have been given to us. So I'm really grateful for those. But everything is taking quite a bit of time.
Yeah, it must be a bit fraught in this heat wave we're in, trying to remember all the things and lack of sleep and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yesterday, I had a couple of friends over and they very kindly helped me pack 360 gift bags that there'll be a gift bag on everyone's place at the event. And the heat was a bit hard going doing that.
Yeah, not the best day to be doing that, was it?
No. But you have to take the opportunities when you get the help.
Now, I know from meeting your dad at the National Horse Racing Museum in the summer of 2017 how much he loved his racing. He sadly passed away on the 28th of February last year, aged only 65, to a brain tumour. That must have been a very difficult time for you and the family.
Yeah, of course. Really difficult time. Dad was first diagnosed with the brain tumour 18 years previously. So we've had quite a number of years dealing with it and, actually not too many problems along the way. And Dad was incredible throughout and never complained of anything and never let it be an excuse or hold him back from anything. But yeah, of course, losing him was... there's nothing worse. And we were in a lockdown as well, which was even worse because his funeral was just 30 people. So not much for celebration. So hence our event to try and celebrate him.
Yeah, we can forget how difficult those times now as we've been out of lockdown for, it appears so long now. But was it his love of horse racing that triggered this idea of the Glenn Roeder Raceday? Absolutely, yeah.
As I say, we were in a lockdown, and I appreciate that 30 people was a little bit better than some earlier on in the pandemic, but certainly not enough. We weren't allowed to sing in the church. So yeah, it was born from that that we wanted to do something to celebrate him, and we wanted to do something positive, which is raising the money for the charity to help others. But yeah, Dad loved racing. That, football was his passion. That came first, but horse racing was a close second, and it was his downtime. It was his hobby. And for me, the objective of the day was to create an event that he would be the first on the list to be going. And I'm pretty confident we've done that.
And whose idea was it? Was it a family idea, your idea, or even your dad's idea?
Well, yeah, I think it's a family. We chatted about it. I mean, because I work in racing, it kind of, I suppose I probably pushed for it, but I just think he would have loved it. And if we can, it felt right to try and do something positive out of something really negative. And it's given us such a focus for the last sort of 18 months.
And was it, going back to his love of horse racing, that passed on to you because you work at Robert Cowes as a racing secretary?
Yeah, I do. I've done that for the past 13 years. Definitely Dad's fault. He used to take us to Newmarket regularly as little ones. So I have real memories of wandering around racing yards and finding them fascinating. So to work in one was a real dream, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the time I've had so far in racing. It's a spectacular sport, isn't it? So
yeah, so just going back to his football career, did going racing take some of the pressure off? Because he was a successful manager. Newcastle, West Ham guided them to 7th place in the Premier League, over 500 professional appearances. He worked with Glenn Roeder at England and played for the England B team. Did that sort of relieve some of the pressure he had when he was playing football and managing football teams?
I genuinely think so. Yeah, it just gave him a focus outside of football, and he loved to watch racing. He loved to go and anywhere, and not just flat, national hunt as well. And he's just always loved it. As a young player, I know when he was up in Newcastle, a couple of the players like Kevin Keegan and such like, they used to go up to those national hunt tracks and enjoy, a quiet afternoon out. That was their downtime. And I think you need that, whatever your hobby or passion is outside whatever your career is. And I think everyone needs that. So yeah, that was his.
And you're raising money for the brain tumour charity. That must be very close to your heart.
Yeah, very much so. It was an easy choice. They're the biggest charity for brain tumours, and they do the majority of the research for obviously new and kinder treatments, and obviously ultimately a cure. But they also do a lot of the support for families that have loved ones that have brain tumours, or got brain tumours themselves, and they provide support in that way. It's a really complex condition, and it really affects people in a multitude of ways, and everyone seems to be different. And it's the biggest killer of under 40s, and a lot of children get them. And nationally, what we raise as a nation for cancer research, they get just 3% of that. So they're relatively underlooked, considering how many people it affects.
And you've got a Just Giving page. How's fundraising been going so far?
Yeah, so we set that up literally the day after Dad's passed away, basically because we were getting so many messages all over the place, all of us, which was lovely, on social media, whether it's on our personal phones or emails, and it was a real comfort. But it felt like a need to set that up and obviously do something positive and raise money for a charity, which was the brain tumour charity. That's what we chose immediately, and very quickly it raised £20,000. So that of course has sort of slowly got less and less. We're 18 months since. It's still open and it's linked on our website. But yeah, £20,000 quickly is pretty good going, I think.
Well, it's a fabulous effort. And now moving forward to the Glenn Roeder Raceday on Saturday, the 23rd of July at Newmarket's July course. What can you tell me about all the events you've got planned? I've looked on the website myself, so I've got a few questions, but you let me know what you've got planned, because I've got some things that I don't know about. I'd love to know about.
Sure. Okay. So firstly, the bit that we're organising is the hospitality event, which is for a maximum of 360 people, which is 36 tables of 10, which we have sold out of. That includes everything, and they were £2,500 a table. So we were well aware that it wasn't a cheap day, but we've had great support, and for that, I've worked really hard to try and give everyone a really special day. So it's over the other side of the racetrack to the grandstand in the hospitality pavilions. So right along the running rail, a really special spot, I think. And I know Dad loved to go to an event over there. So our guests will arrive at 11:30. Got a really special musician going to greet them with some champagne. And again, a special and well-known Roman magician to keep them entertained. And then we will sit down to 3 courses. We've got Matt Hall from Tattersalls, who will do about 8 lots of a live auction. We have Chris Mann from the BBC as our host, along with Brendan McCardle, who hosts a lot over in Ireland. So they'll run us through the day and keep us entertained. But of course, racing, we've got Corny and Barrow wine bars and Bedford Lodge gym bars and afternoon teas and raffles. And we've even managed to work out how to do a spot the ball competition. So trying to make it go back in time a little bit. And we've got 5 images of Dad, and we've had the ball removed, and free competition in the room to win a Cotswolds holiday. So little things like that, I think, have really given me a huge pleasure in arranging. So that's
going back, spot the ball, isn't it? That makes me that makes me feel old now. You don't see spot the ball in the newspapers like you used to, do you? I was also going to ask you about the events you've got on in the garden enclosure. You've got things like rodeo football and snowboard simulator and football darts. They're quite novel events.
Yeah. Well, the racecourse team have been responsible for organising all that, and they really have been superb. Sophie Abel and her team under her, which Chris Burton and Chloe Freds have been amazing, and they've really held our hands through the whole thing. So this is one of their summer Saturdays, trying to aim at families, which is lovely. So this one's themed the Glenn Roeder Sports Day, and they've managed to get some pretty fun sounding games for the kids, I think.
Looking for a fun way to win 25 times your money this football and basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance on your picks are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million players who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/play100 and use code play100. That's code play100 at prizepicks.com/play100 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Oh, we were saying off air that your dad, he loved his racing. He obviously loved his football, but he loved sport in general because, knowing your mum Faith, I was often talking to her about what Glenn was watching on the television each day, whatever sport it was.
Yeah, he loved sport, professional sport. I mean, he really appreciated a good sportsman. Honestly, you wouldn't want to be in our house when big competitions are on. I mean, he just used to get so competitive and get right after, you'd love watching Andy Murray at Wimbledon, and I can clearly remember when he won and the day at home, and he's so excited to watch that. But yeah, he'd watch anything. Golf, he loved to watch golf. He just a sports fanatic, I suppose.
And people can still go racing. They can still get tickets for the race day, can't they? And hopefully also on the day. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, so online with the racecourse website, the Newmarket website, that will bring you straight to their next meeting, which they've got a meeting on Friday with a concert, and then we're the Saturday this week. And they've been really kind, and if you do book online, they'll bring up a donation box, and £1, £2 will go straight into our fund that we give over to the charity at the end of the day.
And I looked up, the gates open on Saturday at 11:30, and we've got these, I don't know what your dad thought of these, but we've got these modern day race times now, because the first race is at 1:26 and the last race is at 4:51. I don't know what you'd have thought to those, but...
Crackers, probably. He would have thought it was crackers, but hey-ho, you have to move with the times. And I even struggle to get used to it as a racing secretary, when I'm typing up the race list each day and you've got, 5:26 and you're sending it to an owner and you're thinking, they're going to think I'm gone mad. But hey-ho.
You mentioned the race course, the support you've been given by them, but what about in general and the racing community? How have they supported Glenn Roeder Raceday?
We've had huge support and lots of kind words. Goes without saying, the racecourse, the Jockey Club have been brilliant, really, really supportive. But in terms of the industry generally, have been great. For example, we took the whole race card, so all 7 races on the day we bought and were sponsoring out, again to generate a little bit of money for the charity. That was sort of another way. And straight away, Clive Cox took a race. So there'll be a race in Clive Cox's name. So I was really touched by that, actually. And I caught up with him at York after he said yes to taking a race, to thank him in person. And he explained why he'd taken it. And that was personal reasons. He's been touched by brain tumours in his family. And it was he said, I didn't even have to think about it twice. That was a done deal. So, but yeah, we've got some on the auction. We've got some yard tours, particularly we've got George Scott, Jamie Snowden, Claire and Daniel Kubler, and Discover Newmarket here locally in Newmarket have been brilliant. They've given us a really special VIP tour for 4 in the auction.
Yeah, you mentioned the auction. This sort of is going online. I think you said off air. Is it Wednesday or Thursday night? Yeah. So we should get that live in the next couple of hours. Been scrabbling around, and I shouldn't complain, but I've had sort of 3 or 4 new lots come in today, and so getting those online and photos and things like that. But yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to push the button, and that'll be online prior to Saturday, and then it will close at 4:30 on Saturday. So people bid online for the items, which presumably will be on the Glenn Roeder Raceday.com website.
Yes. Yeah. So our website that we put together, which feels like forever ago, but the Glenn Roeder Raceday.com, it will be linked on there for sure. It will take you to a separate site, which is the online site, which holds all those lots. But it will be linked through there. Yeah. So anyone can join in anywhere in the country up till 4:30 on Saturday. And there's some really lovely lots, and it's a real mix. So there should be something for everyone.
And you've obviously been doing a tremendous amount of work yourself, but how big a team has it been? When I saw you got your own website, this has been an 18-month project, hasn't it?
Yeah, a very small team. Yeah, just a couple of us. And I wanted it that way. There was lots of friends that said, look, can we sort of club together and make a committee, I suppose. And And I was very determined that I was going to keep it very close and be in control of what was happening. And I think I felt like that was a need in me to do this for my dad. And I didn't, I wanted the control of that. So if I was to do it again, I think I would say yes to a committee. But it's been a big learning curve, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm a little bit tired right now, but apart from that, I've enjoyed it.
But this must mean a tremendous amount to you and all the members of the family.
Yeah, it really is. I was speaking to my brother a couple of days ago, and I said that I was feeling quite emotional this week. And I think, probably because I'm tired, but I think it's just got, real, I suppose, because we're, it's this week. And I've been very fortunate to be asked to do a bit of press and PR. So I suppose talking about Dad makes you think more, about him. Not that I don't think about him every day, but, it's just verbalizing. And so I said that to him, and he said he was as well. And it felt like I wouldn't say funeral, maybe memorial to him that he's owed, that we couldn't give to him because we were in that lockdown. So, yeah, it's important.
And is there anything else you'd like to say? Hopefully we've covered everything, but anything, sort of a closing statement you'd like to add?
Oh, well, I just hope that others get the enjoyment out of what we've put together, whether they're one of the 360 in the room with us, or whether you're a race goer at the track on the day, or simply at home watching racing and logging online and looking at our auction. I just hope that, people get enjoyment out of that. And, we've, created a bit of interest, and, I hope people enjoy the day.
Well, thanks very much for at very short notice coming on the Paddock and the Pavilion. I hope all goes well for the Glenn Roeder Raceday on Saturday, the 23rd of July. That date must be in your brain for so long.
Yeah, definitely.
And hope the sun shines for you, which I think it's going to. And you have a fantastic day for the brain tumour charity and for you and all the family. And you'll remember your dad, Glenn, on the special day of Saturday, the 23rd of July.
Well, thank you very much, Stephen. And thank you for having me on, no matter how last minute it was. And I hope I can come on again and tell you how the day went and what we raised. So I hope that's going to be a big number.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to The Paddock and the Pavilion. You can download the show on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, SoundCloud, Stitcher and Spotify.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram at The Pad and Pav. Don't forget, if you like the show, please do leave us a rating and review.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
Well, shopping for a car?
Yep, Carvana made financing a car as smooth as can be.
Oh, yeah?
I got pre-qualified instantly and had real terms personalized just for me.
Doesn't get much smoother than that.
Well, I got to browse thousands of car options on Carvana, all within my budget.
Doesn't get much smoother than that.
It does. I actually wanted a car that seemed out of my range, but I was able to add a cosigner and found my dream car.
It doesn't get much...
Oh, it gets smoother. It's getting delivered tomorrow.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get pre-qualified today.